There has been proposed increase on electric tariff by the federal government to 40%, which is to take effect by 1st of July. The government has said this hike or increase in electric tariff is as a result of the surge in the price of fuel due to the removal of fuel subsidy. Nigerians are in no way excited about this new increase or the proposed increase, but let's hear what they have to say.
Come to think of it, anything that has to do with increment, that's what we call value for money. Yeah, in some area they might be enjoying the lights, but some part which is not enjoyable. Are you getting them? So now proposing an increment, to what extent? Coupled with the removal of subsidy, the transport fare. Okay, now let me paint a scenario. This morning as I was coming from, because of traffic at the express, normally from Burger to Secretariat happened to be 200 naira, but now they inflate to 700 naira this morning. So now adding with it, so it's not a welcome development at all, because it's going to make the whole thing to be more difficult for the Nigerian masses. You know, there's no salary increment, and there's other food expense. Everything is on the high side. So maybe they just need to have a kind of rethink over it and do a kind of downward review. Yes, anytime they talk about reviewing electricity tariff, it has to be up and down. But now in Nigerian case, everything is up. Now it's not coming down. To me, it's not a welcome development. I don't even buy the idea at this crucial hour. I don't buy the idea at all.
It is very, very incredible, and so heartbreaking, because it came in alongside with the fuel increase. Before we are buying fuel for 200 or 185, moved down to 500 naira per liter. Then the little fuel light that could have supported our generator during the night, we also want to increase it to increase by 40%. If I'm buying repair meter for 10,000 naira now, it not lasts up to 1 week or 2 weeks for the whole compound for a 4-bedroom flat. So I think we thought a welcome idea. We are really angry. Nigerians are not happy. Nobody is happy because they are very expensive right now. So for we to maintain our costs now, we have to spend not less than 30,000 naira, 40,000 naira for every month. How much is our salary? How much is our income? What about our feeding? Everything now have gone high. Everything now very expensive now. We plead on the federal government to tamper mercy with us, to adjust this increase of NEPA bill.
Tinubu has become the president of Nigeria, and things are changing. But as of last week, at where I live, you know, people complain that the tariff is high, and already the bill is out. Yes, it's out. Some compound paid 70,000. Some people pay, you know, they are complaining that is high. So, what I think is, if the president himself can just help Nigerians and do something better to, you know, make us happy, because fuel price has increased. Now, NEPA tariff also want to, you know, be the same.
This new government we have, like the present administration, I just believe he is going to do something good about it. Like for the tariff, I don't expect the tariffs to go up, but I'm just thinking the new administration would do something good about it. So let's just hope for something good.
Okay, what the advice I'll give to some people? You know, some people don't have prepaid. This prepaid is good though. If they can get prepaid, they will economize the light. They can off it maybe around 6. They will on it around 12. If they want to economize it, that is the advice I'm giving to people, that they should go and get prepaid. Yes.
The government should have mercy from masses, because it's not going to be easy for everybody. When you look at the transport fare, it's too high. Then when you increase this one, that one too will be another problem. I believe that if someone have 10,000 or 30,000 as a salary, and then if your tariff is 30% or 40%, and then the transport you use to correct another one, it's very, very difficult for the person to go. Assuming that you are living at this in Kotu, all those ones, how can you complete your journey or your working plate? Maybe your boss can sack you because it's 30,000 when you enter motor. Before 10 days, 30,000 is finished. It's not good. So government should do something about that.
As regards this aspect of increment in the electricity bill, I feel this is just the beginning. The government has just started. We just have to look at, take some time to look at what the benefit it will give to the masses, the consumer of the electricity. That is the masses. So I believe we need to give government some time to be able to see what benefit it can give to us. We cannot determine that now. This is just the beginning. That's my own opinion. All right.
My take on the increase in tariff by 40%, actually, I think is outrageous because there we have a subsidy that is already undergoing so much scrutiny by this present administration, and we have, I would say, Nigerians haven't gotten over the shock yet. Where for the first time we have an increase in fuel that has, well, subsidy that has, well, taking out the subsidy that has actually caused the increase in fuel, and that skyrocket in that price has left most people desolate, in a state of actually. A state that actually gives them no advantage. If they can't survive by, will I say, the means of getting to take home money as salaries, no increment in the salaries of people, which would bring the cost of living to a balance it should be by 300%. If I'm right, the cost of living is that high, and as well as salaries should be increased by 300% on the current basic salary, because this is the way to combat what has been actually seen as a disaster so far. So if you increase 40% of tariffs on the electricity bill, my last bill I got for my building was 75,000. The previous one, just this month, the previous one was in the 50s, low 50s, and I wouldn't take home, you know, that because I'm capable of maybe making the payments for these high bills, that people who don't have the opportunity to even now afford to put their food on the stove and actually cook. So I think the government should have a rethink. The energy sector should have a rethink of this 40%. It's an outrageous, it's a double of the previous predecessors. And I would think that, you know, there should be, it should have been a gradual increase to actually, even if we, I mean, now there's light in so many areas, which is, I give that credit, but most people don't even get to use this electricity until they get back home. And so what good is that if they're not there to actually spend that money? And if there's no money to actually, people who are actually going to suffer more now are those who are right now facing, those who have prepaid meters. Because the people who would actually pay the bills afterwards can pay whatever and pay subsequent bills. But those who have prepaid meters must actually spend a high amount, because where the card finishes, that's where it ends. And so I believe that they should have a rethink on, you know, this 40%, and it should actually be looked at again and revised, because I'm telling you, it's a disaster.
Wow. But my take is that, like every Nigeria, you know, you want to react, and the reaction definitely will not be something that is, you know, palatable. You want to feel, oh, why at this time, going by, you know, some of the issues we've been having since, especially since like October last year, the issue of Naira redesign, you know, come to even then where Naira redesign with issue of fuel scarcity and all that, and eventually the reality dawned on us, subsidy being removed from the, you know, PMS May 29, and we see that we have to now buy fuel, you know, much more than what we're using. Initially was around 190-something thousand, I mean, Naira, 200. Now we buy about 500 Naira per liter and all that. So looking at that, and now we're now having from Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission that they're going to do another 40%. Obviously, everybody will want to say, do you want to kill us? But if I'm to balance it, according to the Nigeria Electricity Commission, they are saying the increment is due to the rise in pump price, that what they used to buy before is no longer now. The inflation, they also quoted inflation, which is about 22% now, if I'm right, according to Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. So all of this is also impacting on their own, cost. So, automatically, it's what you buy that you also want to sell. So definitely also going to, factor in those things in their own cost structure. And it is the end users that will bear it. So I think that's so. But on the side of us, people like us, Nigerians, manufacturers especially, if I listen to the DG of Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, complaining bitterly that, because of this epileptic power supply that we have in Nigeria, that most manufacturers had to now be complementing it with alternative source of power. But that too is also not cheap, according to them. In fact, they roll out a statistic saying that in 2021 they spent about 77 billion naira, if I'm right. Then in 2022 it almost doubled, over 140-something billion in terms of sourcing power, outside the one we normally know. So if you look at all of those things, it's not something that is so palatable. So it's taking us into a kind of complex situation, both on the side of NEC and also on the side of average Nigerian that will use power. But if I also want to share more light on the aspect that you now say, okay, many of us are now witnessing constant power supply, I want to believe that if that can be sustained in a way, then it will, though this is a negative impact on us, but it will bring a kind of succor. Unlike what we were experiencing before, you pay the bill, but you don't get to see the, the light. So you still have to use alternative source of power, maybe like your generator, and all of that. So that's what generally we just have, all of us just have to, buckle up and see way of how we want to, cope. I think that's what I can say. Because on the part of NEC, if you look at those, you want to be objective, you see that it is not only that, okay, if they are saying 40%, maybe there's a way that can be reduced, not up to 40%, but asking them not to increase at all, it's also going to dip into their own profit margin, if it's not going to even erode it.
With all that have been said by Nigerians, the government need to have a rethink on this new development, or there should be a gradual process, even if there have to be an increase in electric tariff. My name is Omoyeye Haza, reporting for Digivation Network. Always remember to like and share your comments on the comment section. It is Digivation Network. You can also reach us out on a YouTube channel displayed on your screen. For more on well-researched and balanced stories, events and interviews across business, tech innovation and lifestyle, please like, share and subscribe to this channel, www.youtube.com/DigivationNet.